Before the bees can build their combs and store honey, they need a well-structured home. In this 3D animation, we focus solely on the construction of the beehive, from the bottom to the top. Think of the beehive as a multi-story house, carefully organized from the ground up. At the very bottom lies the removable hive floor, also known as the migratory floor. It forms the solid base of the hive, often equipped with a varroa tray and a ventilation mesh. The varroa tray is a sliding insert that allows the beekeeper to monitor how many varroa mites, the tiny parasites of bees, have dropped off. Here at the bottom, we also find the entrance, or flight hole. Through this opening, all bees enter and exit the hive, landing on the flight board before taking off on their foraging trips. Above the floor sits the brood chamber, or brood box. The word box simply refers to a wooden structure holding several frames, rectangular wooden frames where bees build their wax combs. In this lower section, the brood nest develops, the nursery of the colony. Inside the darker brood combs, one can see eggs, larvae, and capped brood, meaning pupae from which young bees will soon hatch. Surrounding this brood area, the bees store pollen in the cells. Pollen is their most important protein source and serves primarily to feed the larvae. In the cells above and around it, you can find stored food honey, a kind of reserve belt made up of honey and pollen. On top of the brood chamber lies the queen excluder, a metal grid with openings small enough for worker bees to pass through, but too narrow for the larger queen and drones. This ensures that the queen remains in the brood chamber and does not lay eggs in the honeycombs above. The area above stays free of brood. Stacked on top is the honey super, again fitted with frames. Here, the bees build lighter-colored combs, used mainly for food storage. In these honeycombs, they deposit nectar they have gathered, evaporate the moisture until it becomes honey, and seal it with a fine layer of wax. Sometimes, the lower sections of these combs still hold traces of pollen, but this area's main purpose is clearly the storage of honey, the colony's vital energy reserve. At the very top may sit a feeder super, a special box designed for bee feeding. The beekeeper fills it with sugar syrup or feed dough, such as apifonda. This super serves exclusively as a feeding unit, typically used in late summer or during winter. Above that lies the inner cover, often equipped with an insulation pad. This pad helps stabilize the temperature inside the hive, especially during winter or rapid temperature changes. It reduces heat loss upward and prevents condensation that could harm the bees. And finally, on top of everything rests the metal roof, often made of zinc, shielding the hive from rain, wind, and sunlight, like a roof on a house. Inside the hive, the bees coat gaps and crevices with propolis, a resinous material they collect from buds and tree bark. They use it to seal small openings, fix loose parts, and disinfect surfaces. This keeps the environment inside the hive stable, hygienic, and well protected. From bottom to top, a fully functional structure emerges. Each layer fulfills its distinct role, together forming the home of an entire bee colony.